So this week, the Packers will be facing off against the Minnesota Vikings at home at Lambeau Field, which means that Aaron Jones, who is now a member of the Minnesota Vikings, will be returning to Green Bay for the first time since he departed in the offseason and joined the Minnesota Vikings. So I'm always going to be an Aaron Jones fan. When he plays the Packers, I will be rooting against him, obviously, but I wish him success in his career. But let's take a look at what Matt LaFleur had to say. I believe it was yesterday in his press conference. He was asked about Aaron Jones, and so I want to play this short clip. This is from the Packers YouTube channel, and here's the clip.
A lot of time drawing up plays for Aaron Jones. Now you have to figure out a way to slow him down. What's the biggest challenge?
Who?
Aaron Jones.
Who's that? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, he's a problem. He is, and he looks really good. And I've been able to watch him a little bit. Certainly, he's one of my favorite players that I've ever had the privilege to coach a guy like that. Just in terms of how he goes about his business, and still got a lot of love for him. Just won't have a lot of love for him when we're playing against him.
All right, so there's Matt LaFleur on Aaron Jones. And if we look at Aaron Jones so far this year, he has not skipped a beat. He has been one of the better running backs in the NFL, which I don't think is very shocking to us Packers fans, especially considering how well he was playing down the stretch. He had, 5 or 6 100-yard games to end the season last year. And I think the worry with Aaron Jones was the fact that he is getting close to 30 years old, will be 30 in December, and he dealt with some injuries last year. So the Packers traded Aaron Jones for a younger running back, about 3 years younger, in Josh Jacobs. But so far, Aaron Jones has been healthy in Minnesota. He has 42 attempts in 3 games for 228 yards. He's averaging 5.4 yards per carry, which is 7th in the NFL. So he has not declined really at all so far with the Vikings. And he is also 2nd in rush yards after contact per attempt at 4.7. And so I fully understood the decision to move on from Aaron Jones. I think it was probably a smart move from Brian Gutekunst, even though I did not see it coming. I thought the Packers would stick with Aaron Jones for at least the next season and maybe debate it after that. But they decided to part ways with him this offseason. And I still think it was the right move. And it's solely based on age. I think if Aaron Jones had been 26 years old still playing at that level and not dealing with some of those injuries last season, the Packers would have held on to him. There's no doubt in my mind. But the decision to bring in Josh Jacobs, the fact that you get a guy 3 years younger and you can potentially have him for the next 2-3 years and not really have to worry about running backs who reach age 30 and start to decline pretty rapidly, you're taking I'd say a somewhat safer bet with Josh Jacobs. And Jacobs does have a history of carrying the ball a lot, which for the most part, he stayed pretty healthy. And so far this year, the Packers have relied on Jacobs. He's had more attempts than Aaron Jones, 62 carries to Aaron Jones, 42 attempts. And of course, he had that 31 carry game when the Packers were without Jordan Love the first time with Malik Willis in there. And he was able to withstand the load and played at a very high level. And while right now Josh Jacobs is not as efficient as Aaron Jones on a per carry basis, overall based on total yardage, he does have more production. He has 278 rushing yards to Aaron Jones, 228 rushing yards, but he is at 4.5 yards per carry compared to Aaron Jones at 5.4 yards per carry. And similar in rush yards after contact per attempt, and this is from NFL Pro. Josh Jacobs does have the second most rush yards after contact in the NFL at 230 yards, but he is 16th in rush yards after contact per attempt. So Aaron Jones has been more efficient, but Josh Jacobs has handled more carries and produced overall in total yardage at a higher level. And so I hope Aaron Jones has a good rest of his career with the Minnesota Vikings. Hopefully it doesn't lead to any kind of playoff success because, of course, as NFC North, or as Packers fans, we want to see those other NFC North teams struggle. And it should be a fun one coming in on Sunday. I'm curious to see what Aaron Jones has to say coming in here. And I'm still not used to Aaron Jones wearing, the purple and the Vikings uniform. I do feel sort of bad for him. But it is what it is, and we'll see what happens come Sunday. It should be a good game, and I'll be out later in the week with my prediction video. So stay tuned for that. You can also follow me on Twitter at LukeBeller3 for more Packers content. And if you're into the rest of the NFL, I do have a second channel where I cover the rest of the NFL. This channel is just for my Packers content. So I'll leave that link down below. I made a video on the Jaden Daniels and the Commanders today. Also talked on Caleb Williams, and then also made a video yesterday on the Pittsburgh Steelers. So feel free to check that out, or you can search my name, Luke Beller, to find that channel as well. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.